What's up, guys? It's Scar here with theScore eSports here with Dardoch after a 2-1, I almost 3-1 series against C9. I have to ask, this is probably the first 4-game best of 3 ever played in LCS. How do you feel?
I feel really proud of my team and really happy that we beat a top 3 team. And yeah, that's it. I'm just really happy with the results.
What caused these results? Like, what did you guys do this week? Because before this, people would have labeled Liquid probably as like a 5th place team and maybe like a 6th place team even. Like, what made you able to clash with like a top 3 team and come out ahead?
Well, this week we were specifically focused on 1-3-1 practice, where we have a really strong mid laner who plays all the meta champions to like the highest level, and our top laner also knows how to play the split pushing tanks or split pushing carries really well. And we have a pretty good shot calling like duo with me and Matt. So we were really confident that if we did enough research on 1-3-1, we could pretty establish a really good 1-3-1 style. And yeah, that's what we practiced this weekend. It turned out really well.
All right, let's just go straight into the game. So the first game, there was really not much action throughout the game. You know, it almost went to 30 minutes without anything happening, and the game blew open with one top lane team fight, and then you guys ended up losing the game. Why was it hard to get stuff started before then? Was it just like both of you rotate but wasn't able to find an initiation? Like, what happened?
Well, that game was we just wanted to 1-3-1 and kind of scale up because I did we have Sivir that game?
Yes, you had Silver Zillion.
We had Sivir, Zillion, and Fiora. So we wanted because Fiora fell behind early from the 2v1 compared to Shen. Shen does a lot more with less money, pretty much. So we wanted Fiora to kind of get the items he needed as long, like, I mean, Shen had Rift Herald as well, so it was pretty impossible. So we needed to wait out Rift Herald and he needed to get like Hydra, Cleaver, BT. But the problem was we didn't, when Phoenix went for the 1v1 top, he didn't think of Shen ulti and he didn't communicate with us that he was going to go for the 1v1 play. And yeah, we weren't there to react, and we reacted slowly where Cloud9 reacted instantly because they were communicating. And that's all that happened. The game got blew open because we faltered in communication.
Okay, so going to game 2, you guys were in a dominant position. I think it's the only Gragas game of this series, and you actually blew open the game with Gragas, and then suddenly a bug happened top lane, and a remake had to happen. I've followed Liquid throughout the years, and even a lot of Liquid players have told me that like they tilt quite often. So what's it like being in that situation on stage? Like, how do you keep your mental strength high?
Well, honestly, I am a player really prone to tilt historically, but during this week, like learning the 1-3-1 process, we were really bad at it at the beginning. So obviously there was a lot of ways for like me to test my mental strength. So all week, pretty like we started the week, I was really sad because we were just getting destroyed every scrim. Like I think we went 0-6 for 3 days straight in scrims, and then I had talks with a lot of the management, and they were like, "You have like this attitude has to cut out. Like you can't beat this down in scrims. Like you're the leader of the team, etc." And I picked it up Thursday, and then from then or Wednesday, because Wednesday. So we had 2 really productive days of scrims, and I was being like the leader that I am on stage, and we had a lot of success, and we learned a lot faster.
Okay, I noticed that you guys cut out your Sivir priority. Like first game, you guys had Sivir, and then every other game after, you guys went for Jhin. And actually, you guys blew open almost every Jhin game with a lot of picks, a lot of pressure. Was that something that you guys ended up practicing a lot throughout the week?
We didn't practice that much Jhin. We were more on the Ashe and Sivir side and a few Draven games because it's Fabby, but he always said that his Jhin was really clean, and we always took it jokingly, but then he played it in a few scrims. It is clean. So we just picked it up in scrims, and it fits our style really well. Now we're playing around vision and priority. So whenever we have priority, if someone's in the wrong spot, they get Jhin W'd and they die. Like a lot of that happened in the first game or the last game, where if anyone moved from the wave or tried to contest me on their blue side early game, they just instantly died to Jhin W and Braum.
Going into the second game, I guess the remade second game, you guys ended up picking Jhin into what, Ashe double global. And from my perspective, I was like, oh god, this bottom lane's gonna get crushed. But you're able to consistently find looks on the mid lane, something that is very, very rare. Like very rarely do you ever find someone dying to ganks or getting ganked that much consecutively. Did you feel like you were able to get the looks because you played really well, had good vision control? Do you feel like Jensen misplayed? Like how were you able to get like almost like 5 to like 7 looks mid lane?
Well, that game they had Twisted Fate and Ashe Bard, and we had Jhin. I forgot our support. What was our support?
It might have been Karma.
Karma. Okay. Oh yeah, we had Karma Jhin, which always gets priority against Ashe Bard. Like they have a stronger lane phase, and we had Winning Mid, who gets priority as well with blue buff, and we had Rek'Sai obviously in one trick, but so we had Winning Jungle. Like we had higher pressure jungle because I think they picked Graves too. So we had higher pressure jungle, winning mid, and winning bottom. So them having double global didn't affect us as long as we played well around priority. Like Phoenix has priority, so he'd push up and he'd get vision with me. And then bottom pushes up, and then they'd roam mid. And then they'd look for long range Jhin Ws on Jensen. And then, yeah, we pretty much did that over and over and over again, rinse and repeat until, yeah, I mean, it worked a lot, but we did it until it worked pretty much.
That's what I like to hear. Like you said, you're a Riven or sorry, Rek'Sai one trick. How were you able to get Rek'Sai? So, actually, instead of asking that question, why do you think C9 changed their draft strategy? Usually, I see C9 and TL the same exact way. They draft if Rek'Sai's up, it's picked, like straight up first picked. But this series, C9 decided to ditch Rek'Sai priority completely for other jungle picks and for other like top tier priority picks. What do you think about that kind of decision making?
Well, it seems that Jensen isn't comfortable playing Rise when Azir is open. Maybe it's Phoenix's Azir, maybe it's just Azir in general, but we won out in the draft a lot because they were very limited in champions they could play in the jungle and mid, where I had answers to all of Meteos' champions and they had little, like they didn't have answers to mine, where he would pick Graves and then Graves is low pressure. So taking Rek'Sai, even though I can't really kill the Graves or anything like that, I still have way more opportunities. Like he's pretty much like he has to play reactively when he's Graves against Rek'Sai because he can't make any plays as Graves. So from the draft point of view, it always felt like we were winning out pretty heavily.
Finally, every week, or sorry, I should ask that this week again, you guys chose to play with Fabby again. It seems like Piglet is maybe moving out of the picture more and more. What makes Fabby an appealing player to play with? Is it just his English? Is the communication very solid? Do you feel like this time you guys have just a lot of team coordination with him?
Honestly, we brought in Fabby for the 1 week because he asked for time in LCS because he was getting offers from lower tier teams and he didn't, yeah, he wanted LCS time. He knew he was an LCS level 80 carry. So it was a perfect time because Piglet said he wanted like a week break. So we just put Piglet on TLA and then Fabby on main team and it worked out really well. And not that we don't want to play with Piglet, like Piglet is the he's still the best 80 carry in NA, like no doubt in my mind. It's just Fabby he has even though he's not like the same age as the rookies, like I'm 18, Matt's 18, Laurel's 18, or Matt's 19 now. His birthday just yeah whatever. But Fabby's like 21, but he has the rookie mentality because he's never been in LCS before, so he's extremely hungry and he wants to learn. And because it's not an 80 carry centric meta, losing Piglet doesn't hurt our team that much, especially when we play this like 1-3-1 solo lane centric style.
Do you think this 1-3-1 style is going to be able to push you guys toward the top three divider in the LCS?
Honestly, I think we've been scrimming a lot against TSM and IMT, like the seemingly top two teams, and our results against both of them are shaky, but like recently they've been improving a lot. So I'm like really confident that with our good environment that we have nowadays, I think we'll definitely be a top three team in NA.
I,
I think we already solidified ourselves as a top three team in NA after we beat C9.
I think this is the first time I've ever heard of Team Liquid members saying their scrims didn't go well. So would you say this is the mark of a new era for you guys?
I mean, we cared so much about winning scrims in the past because we had really fragile egos last split. Like me and Piglet hated losing scrims because we always thought we were better than the enemy teams or enemy players. But I moved past that and like yeah, I have things to learn from every jungler in LCS, no matter how good or bad they are. And I take that like with a grain of salt because it doesn't, if I'm better than them, I'll show it on game day, but showing it in scrims means absolutely nothing. No one's watching. Only my coaching staff watches. Only their coaching staff watches. Like me winning or losing scrims really doesn't matter as long as we improve. So us going like 0-20 in scrims, as long as we improved throughout the week, it really doesn't matter to me anymore.
Would you say this mindset change has caused you to become a better leader for your team?
This mindset change definitely, I still have areas to grow for sure. Like I was like an emotional like wreck all those games where it was like really high highs and low lows where like we got Baron stolen and I was like, oh god, we're throwing. And then like we would kill somebody and I'm getting real hyphy and saying like kill these idiots and stuff like that. But I think the overall mindset change is definitely helping me improve. as the leader.
All right. Do you have anything to say to your fans out there? Anything talking to them about being reformed?
Thanks to the actual Team Liquid fans and for the people that just shitpost on our Reddit page about how our team is nothing without Piglet. Please never come back.
You heard the man. Hopefully, a new start for Team Liquid. The Scar from theScore eSports. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a nice night.